All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's up, guys? Hebrewcheetah here, going to be talking about the single-game DFS showdown slate for the in-season tournament championship. Got the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Indiana Pacers with a 243 over-under, and the Lakers favored by 4. First off, shout out to Adam Silver for putting on the in-season tournament. I think it's been a pretty smashing success, in my opinion, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch. Adds a new dynamic to the NBA, so I've really been enjoying it. Shout out to the Pacers for making it to the championship game. They've taken this tournament very seriously since the get-go. Tyrese Halliburton obviously has been awesome the whole tournament. I think he's going to be my pick to win the MVP. But yeah, Lakers also, LeBron James just been equally as motivated to win. And this should just be another accolade to add to LeBron's already massive list of accomplishments if he were to win this one. But yeah, really excited for this game. Looking forward to watching it. Going to be super fun, fast-paced game, so I'm really looking forward to it. As far as the matchups go, it's pretty much a tale of two stories. You got the Pacers, who are one of the fastest teams in the league. They're one of the best offensive teams in the league, bottom 3 defense. All their games just end up in shootouts, so I think we could expect that here. They are dead last in rim defense on the year and first in three-point defense, so they allow the least amount of three-pointers per game. So I think we could look to guys, obviously, like Anthony Davis, LeBron James should have a ton of success in this matchup. Wouldn't be looking too much to the three-point shooters as much here. And then, yeah, the Lakers pretty much the exact opposite. They're towards the top half of the league in rim defense and a bottom 5 three-point defense. So, I mean, all the guys in the Pacers, Hallie, Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, Bennedict Mathurin to a lesser degree, all have pretty solid matchups. Bruce Brown, if you want to throw him in there too. But yeah, matchup-wise, really solid matchup for Tyrese Halliburton. Lakers on-ball defense hasn't really been there most of the year. They're going to throw some Cam Reddish at him, some Austin Reeves. They're pretty solid defenders, but he should have no issues. Andrew Nembhard going to be ruled down this one. So, I mean, you're already expecting upper 30s minutes from Halliburton here, but, I mean, that's probably going to give him a longer rotation leash, I would think, because he kind of acts as the backup point guard, shooting guard type play. But I would assume that T.J. McConnell kind of absorbs some of Andrew Nembhard's minutes there, so he would become a pretty viable value option. And yeah, on paper for Miles Turner's pretty tough matchup. He does carry a lot of foul risk going against Anthony Davis, so that's definitely the downside point to him. But his minutes should be pretty high. He's a really solid fantasy point per minute guy. Big 3-point funnel on the Lakers should give him a clear path to big upside. So if he could stay out of foul trouble, I mean, I think he's got the same upside to compete with all the studs in the game. So I would not mind him at all. Buddy Hield, really good matchup for him, like I mentioned earlier, due to the fact the Lakers are one of the worst 3-point defenses in the league. He shot 0 for 6 last game against the Bucks and still got up to 30 DraftKings points. So I think that he's got a good amount of upside. Probably not I don't think he gets up to like 50, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get up to the upper 30s or low 40s. And then, yeah, Bruce Brown, Bennedict Mathurin have some interest in those guys too. But I think in terms of grouping, these 3 guys all kind of eat into each other's minutes. So I would probably want to be a max 2 of these 3. And I think I like Buddy and Mathurin a little bit more. I know Bruce is going to be out there for his defense, but he's more of a guard defender. Lakers are their best offensive players are obviously the forward and the center, so I don't think that his defense is going to be needed as much. He'll still play a ton, but I like the scoring upside from Buddy and Mathurin a little bit better, so those would be my preferred options at that range. And yeah, Obi Toppin, Aaron Nesmith, probably going to be a max 1 of these guys as well. Both their defense and size are going to be needed against LeBron here, so I think that they both have pretty safe minutes. I think that Obi Toppin definitely has more upside, but his minute Aaron Nesmith could definitely eat into his minutes a ton, and we've seen sometimes when Nesmith will just stand in the corner and hit a couple threes, and next thing you know, he's up to 25, 30 DraftKings points. So I like Toppin more. So I'll side with him for him being 1K more expensive and more upside. But I think I think I would be max one of those guys as well. And yeah, I mentioned TJ McConnell earlier. Should see a pretty big roll off the bench, I would assume, with no Nemhard. Even if he doesn't, even if he sees his normal 12, 13, 14 minutes, he's got the ability to stuff the stat sheet in a really short amount of time. So I like him a lot as a value. Isaiah Jackson, we talked about him last time. They played the Bucks. Matchup made a ton of sense for him to get back into the rotation with all the size that they needed versus Giannis and Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, those guys. I think that the Lakers kind of profile very similarly with LeBron and Anthony Davis. So I could see Isaiah Jackson definitely having a pretty big role off the bench again here. And we know he's got really big upside as a fantasy producer, even in 10, 12 minutes. So even bigger upside too if Miles Turner were to get into foul trouble. I think I would be a little bit cautious about how I'm using Miles Turner and Isaiah Jackson together. If you were considering like a Miles Turner captain, I don't know if I would set a rule to not allow Jackson those lineups, but maybe dock it a little bit. Maybe it'll get you a little bit of a different roster construction. But I think they're both viable. Definitely like Jackson as a value play here. And those would be the main guys I'm looking to see if I missed anybody on the Pacers side. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Only guys I'm really seeing projected per minutes right now. So those would be the guys I'm interested in on the Pacers side. On the Lakers side, start with LeBron. He should have no issues in this matchup putting up another big game versus a weak interior defense. He's been crushing it in the in-season tournament. He's talked a lot about wanting to win this. And, I mean, if the game stays close, LeBron could definitely see close to 40 minutes a game. And I think that he's definitely got triple-double upside. Probably breaks the slate if he's at up to 40 minutes in a close game. So I like him definitely the most on the Lakers side. I don't think that it's a hot take by any means, but yeah, Anthony Davis right behind him. A really good matchup for him versus Miles Turner. If I'm having to choose between one of LeBron and AD, I just side with LeBron. Just with this being a playoff type atmosphere, I think that LeBron's just gonna just take over, be the alpha on the team. And I mean, AD is definitely a great play. He could grind to a solid 60 fantasy points just from his rebounding upside, block upside. Going to be able to score a ton. I just like the upside a little bit more for LeBron, so I'll side with him. But AD is definitely a great play. And then Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell pairing. I'm going to play this as a max one situation just because Reeves has been taking away minutes from D'Lo really a lot lately. And the reason being is just his defense is really valuable off the bench. And obviously you're going to need really solid guard defenders, on-ball defenders against Tyrese Halliburton. So I think the minutes upside will be there a little bit more in Austin Reeves' favor. I would expect like a 60-40-ish split between the two in terms of minutes. D'Angelo Russell, I mean, it's a fine matchup for point guards as well. Just the bottom could fall out pretty quickly for him if he's not hitting his shots and if he's not playing good defense. He could realistically see 24, 25 minutes and not hit value. So I think I'll side with Reeves. Both are pretty expensive, but I think we can make it work. I'm just gonna be max one of those guys. And then, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You got the Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie grouping. All these guys are going to see minutes. Tough to kind of break it down. I think that just the way I'm looking at it, I don't think Max Christie is going to be in my player pool. I think I'll just X him out and make it a little bit easier for me. But probably want to be max two of the Reddish, Prince, Rui situation. I think Rui obviously has the most upside, most scoring upside, but his minutes seem the most fragile. Cam Reddish going to be needed on defense, but he's just such a low fantasy point per minute guy that I just don't see the upside for him. So he'd probably be my least favorite. And then Taurean Prince is he's fine. I mean, he's gonna play his minutes. He'll be open a lot to shoot some threes. But I think I side with Rui. I mean, you're getting a price discount too. I think he would be my favorite play out of those three. Jared Vanderbilt, another good value too. He's going to see his normal 14, 15 minutes. So he's fine at 2.6. Maybe he sees a little bit more minutes. We did see in the playoffs last year Jared Vanderbilt was guarding John Morant a lot. Different type players against Halliburton, but he's definitely capable of guarding those type of guys. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get closer to 20 minutes. Maybe he gets to 16, 17, 18, and he'd be a really good value if that's the case. And Jackson Hayes, I mean, 1,800, going to see probably one rotation stint. I mean, 5 fantasy points may be enough on this to, allow you to get to LeBron, Halliburton captain, Jamin, Davis, and some of the other mid-tier guys, and not have to mess around with some of the shakier value. Definitely think that this is a situation where a 1K option that gets a 0 could end up optimal. Just the upside is super high for LeBron, AD, and Tyrese Halliburton that you might be able to get away with a punt min price guy that gets you a 0 just so you can jam in everybody. I don't know if that's the way I'll be attacking. I do like some of these lower tier value guys a little bit. But yeah, my captain pool, definitely going to start with LeBron James, going to be a number 1 for me. Tyrese Halliburton right behind him. Anthony Davis. Those would be my top 3 options and how I'd rank them. And behind those guys, be looking at Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, maybe D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, just to give you a value option at captain to let you jam in some more studs. I think I prefer Miles Turner the most out of those guys, though. And if you want to go a little bit lower, I mean, guys like Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin would make a little bit of sense. But yeah, all in all, this should be a really fun game. My pick to win is going to be the Indiana Pacers. I think Tyrese Halliburton puts on a show and wins MVP. This is a team with the lowest bankroll, so I think the 500K could go really long way for these young guys. So I'm thinking that they're going to come out super motivated, come out guns blazing, and Tyrese Halliburton carries the team to a victory. But yeah, that's going to do it for us here. I'll have my Showdown Core report up a little bit later. But yeah, really looking forward to this. Hope that you guys have a good weekend, have a good Sunday football, and yeah, see you guys later.